Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. Today I have with us, first off, he is the director, producer, co-writer. Listen, this guy's wearing all the hats in this project. I have Miloslav Petkov. Miloslav, welcome to the Horror Realm.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Next, I also have, she is a lead actress. I have with us Simona Rose. Simona, welcome to the Horror Realm.
Hi.
It's a pleasure. So listen, and by the way, they have a new movie out that's called The Whispers. Real quick, I found out about you guys and I fell in love with you guys when I watched your short film called, I believe it was called Drums.
Drums,
Yep.
yes.
Yes, and I did a review of it. Excellent movie. But basically, if you haven't seen the review, definitely watch it and definitely check out Drums. So real quick, Miloslav, tell us a little about Whispers, The Whispers.
It's actually Whispers, yes. It's our first full-length movie, feature movie, and it's the sequel to two previous short movies, The Whisper and The Whisper 2.
And what's the story?
Oh, the story, it follows the story from the previous two shorts. It's about a park called Bonneville Park, where a lot of people go missing. And I have a go there and a few other people, and we start searching for our beloved ones that are missing. And there's an abandoned building that is connected to the whole story. And pretty much that's it, yeah.
Now, was it hard to make two short films and then trying to transition it into a full-length feature?
Yes, it's a very different kind of beast, Simona can tell you, making a full-length movie. The original idea, when I was writing The Whisper 2, I had this idea for Whisper 3. I mean, a trilogy of 3 short movies, but I kind of started to extend the idea for the third movie, and it became a feature-length movie. At one point, the script was 43 pages long. I mean, compared to the 10 pages long for the second movie, and the final script is around 51 pages. So yeah, it's a full-length movie,
I can imagine because, with a short film, you have short time frame to get that beginning, middle, and but that full length feature, you do have more time to expand on the characters, the character development, but you have a lot of time that you have to also fill in, which with a short film is boom boom.
Oh yeah, with the short film it's straight to the point, but with this we have 3-4 main characters. Everyone has its share of screen time, and that's why it's a very longer movie.
Now, Simona, tell us a little bit about your character in the movie.
Well, it's our first full-length movie actually, and that's why we're so excited to get it out and to have it finished. My character, I don't participate in the first short. I participate in the second. And the second short for me is like a bit of a trailer for the full length movie because it's very short and you like see what's happening, but like there has to be a sequel. And I'm pretty glad that the sequel is that long and that interesting. For me, it's very interesting. And yeah, I'm basically playing the same character as the second part, the short movie. And yeah, we will see.
Now, is it tough as an actress to? I can imagine the actress. You're jumping from role to different story. Is it hard as an actress to be a character in one film, and then transition that character and build on that character in the next film?
No, you get into your role and your character and you get to know them better and it's easy. The only thing that sucks, I would say, is that if you have a sequel to something, you should like have some traits from the last one, like have the same clothes, for example, if you're gonna use them, have the same things that you wore, and you don't always remember what you fucking wore on the last movie. But yeah, I found the same clothes and I used them again.
Well, now Miroslav, you both are from Bulgaria.
Oh yeah.
Is there a craving for horror in Bulgaria right now?
Well, to be honest, not that much. I mean, people from Bulgaria, they do enjoy watching horror movies, but they don't enjoy participating. For example, it's very hard to find actors and actresses or crew to do some horror movies because you tell the actor or the actress, you know, you're going to die here, you have blood, and they're like, what? Oh no, okay, I'm out of this movie or something like that. Yeah, for real. I mean, it's very hard to find people to work on horror movies here in Bulgaria. It's mostly comedies and dramas that they are doing. It's even harder to find for action movies, you know, for fighting, for so on. So yeah, they're mostly comedy and dramas here in Bulgaria, unfortunately. So no, I don't say that there is some kind of caving, and that's why our horror movies are mostly target for the Western, for the UK, for the USA public, and that's why we're trying to do them in English and not in Bulgarian.
Because I mean, for the longest time, even here in the States, horror movies were not taken seriously by the mainstream media. And when it even comes to like Oscars and awards, there's been great horror movies made, but they never get the recognition.
I mean, they're like nominated, I think, a total of 8 horror movies in the Oscars history or something like that. Yeah, I know it's definitely, but you have an amazing horror movies with great acting, great story, original story. For instance, the Substance, it was an amazing movie, an original movie. I totally love it. I saw it like 4 or 5 times already. I had the pleasure to see it on the big screen once. It's an amazing movie, original movie, and I'm glad it got the Oscar recognition. Although I think it got 1 win only, but it was worth it. It's an amazing and original movie. So yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask another question. As an actress, because I hear a lot of actresses, even here in the States, they say they do not want to get involved early on in their career in horror because then they get locked into that horror genre. Because, other directors who make thrillers, suspense, whatsoever, they do not take actors or actresses who start off in horror seriously. Is that something that you worry about?
No, not at all. I think, however, whatever genre you start with, if you're good in acting and if you're willing to experiment with genres and want to participate in different genres and different projects, I don't think you have this problem, honestly.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that I noticed that the indie community is mostly based on horrors, if you have noticed it. Yeah, and so on. And our Facebook friends like Phil Herman and the other filmmakers, they're mostly based on horror. So yeah, and that's why we started with horror, but we want to experiment with different things. We made one drama short movie. We plan hopefully this year to make one short comedy movie. So yeah, we want to experiment with different genres and definitely do an action movie. But yeah, I guess horror is mostly interested for these people in the indie community. The indie community public, I mean, yeah.
I don't know about the UK or the USA, but here in Bulgaria, if you start acting in comedy movies or comedy like TV shows, you're not seen afterwards as a person who can participate in drama or horror or something because your whole face is like already recognized for making you laugh and cracking jokes, and maybe this is a little bit different here.
No, it's definitely the same thing here. You can get, but you start seeing more and more like comedic actors and actresses. They start breaking into, obviously more serious movies, but it's a hard threshold to break through once you get typecast into a certain genre. Unfortunately, yeah. And this next question is for the both of you. So this is the first full-length feature film working on. What was one thing that you would say once you finished a project, you were like, wow, that one thing worked so well, I would carry that over to my next project? And what's one thing that you're like, holy shit, I would never ever do that again?
Well, the thing that we will definitely carry into our next movies is our communication with me and Simona. I mean, we work very good as a team, and we carry this from our short movies into this future one. And one thing that definitely we may not be carrying is the we will be more organized next time, because we notice, because we have more days of filming, and definitely it has more organization, more people involved with the crew, more actors, and so on. So next time we will be more organized with everyone and everything. We will have we will get more days for the pre-production process of the movie.
Which is the most important part, I hear.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, I would say we would carry on being a team, communicating even better, and sharing everything with each other, like all of our views for the actors, for the script, for everything, and for the process to be easier. What I wouldn't do, or I wouldn't imagine doing in next projects, I prefer taking more time in the next projects for makeup and wardrobe, because I was a bit this full length movie. The first, I wasn't that much of pretentious about who's wearing what exactly, like colors and clothes and exactly what makeup. And I won't like to develop this in the next movie, because it's something that gives a different perception for the audience. Some small details like that I want to improve for the future.
And I totally agree. Like somebody who watches a lot of movies, it's the visuals are sometimes more important than the actual verbal. So like, just little subtle things by like hairstyle, makeup, and clothing definitely builds
Exactly.
the atmosphere.
Shooting the vibe changes the vibe.
Now, here in the United States, I talk to a lot of indie horror filmmakers, and the toughest thing is funding. But here in the States, certain states have grants, and they have crowdfunding. In Bulgaria, like what does the funding process? How do you get your funding as a filmmaker?
Well, in Bulgaria, the funding is you do it with your own money, so that's basically it. It's very hard here in Bulgaria to find some kind of a funding, because it's not Bulgaria is a very poor country, and you won't find people giving money if they don't have something in return. There are a lot of YouTuber guys that they have their web series or something, and it's very hard for them to find funding and so on. So in Bulgaria it's very hard, because we are a very, very poor country, and people are more poor compared to the United States, for example, or the UK or something.
People here don't like paying for music, for movies, for going to the cinema even, or to concerts. It's a bit like that.
Totally. That's also it. That's also true, and unfortunately, it's very hard to fund it. And so basically, you have to fund it with your own spare money.
And it's a shame that even here in the States, people are not the cinema is dying right now, and because people don't want to pay the money. I mean, it's tough times everywhere in the world, and even music. And it's a shame, because a lot of musicians, a lot of artists are now they've stopped making work, because there's no financial goal in there. There's no help. And it's a shame that that's happening.
Yeah, definitely. For example, and the downside is because you have some independent person that has great ideas, but he can't realize them because he doesn't have the funding. Nobody's funding him or something like that. Recently, I watched a trilogy of found footage movie called The Fear Footage. I don't know if you have seen them. Mm-hmm. And it was a great trilogy. It was kind of they were connected very good. And I like how it was connected, but you can tell that it was basically a no budget trilogy. So and that's a shame, because you have some people with original ideas. For example, The Substance. I don't know if you know, but originally Universal passed on the movie. It was originally a Universal production, but it passed because of the ending. They wanted the director to change the ending, but she didn't, and that's why. And it went with a lower budget, for example, and that's the downside. Unfortunately, people
we're not doctors, lawyers, and
Yeah,
easier, stuff like that.
I mean, people don't want to invest in something original that people may or may not like. They want to invest something that they're sure that people will like. Maybe more commercial type of thingy, more mainstream. Have someone from the mainstream and so on.
Now, and I agree. Now, do you think right now, when it comes to big budgeted movies,
Mhm.
the box office numbers across the world are crumbling,
Mhm.
but I
Yes.
see a lot more viewers are going towards indie cinema, like you brought up The Substance.
Totally. Yes. Yes.
Do you think that indie in the next 5-10 years that is going to be the source of media?
Yeah, hopefully it is because it's very great. I mean, when I watched The Substance, I watched it last year, way before the Oscar buzz and so on, and I was actually surprised how good it was. I mean, I never realized it would go to the Oscars and so on, and for Demi Moore to get a nomination. I didn't expect it, to be honest. I liked it a lot, but you can tell that it was kind of an indie kind of thingy, and it was a horror movie, and I was actually surprised. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, because I see that people are more interested in, yeah, for example, the Studio A24. That is, they're like, they're more kind of independent movies, but they got a lot of attention from the public. The people love their movies and so on. So yeah, maybe that's the future, I guess, because if you see the blockbusters, they're coming like the Snow White movie and so on. Yeah, there were box office disasters everywhere. I mean, even the Marvel movies are coming the last few years, unfortunately. I'm a very big Marvel fan. I can't wait for the next Avengers movie. But yeah, seeing the box office performance for the Captain America 4 movie, I'm actually surprised. I kind of enjoyed the movie, but it has a disaster box office. And the previous movies, The Ant-Man, and so on, yeah, unfortunately.
Now, when it comes to being an indie filmmaker, I'm a YouTube creator. I love YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
And there's so many damn streaming services out there. I don't know about Bulgaria, but here we have like 1 billion, and so like a lot of indie filmmakers who like the big one here in the States is Tubi and Folsom.
Yeah,
So a lot of filmmakers are flooding with their distribution and their projects there. But I feel like it's kind of a lot of filmmakers are they're getting lost in the pool because there's so much
Yes.
content.
Yes.
But I'm now seeing more and more filmmakers using YouTube as their way of distributing their films. Is this something that you think is going to be the mainstream?
Who knows? I mean, since we do short movies, we decide to upload them on YouTube because this is the easiest way. I mean, yeah, but we shall see for our first full-length movie where we will distribute it and how and so on. But yeah, I mean, YouTube is great for short movies for sure. I mean, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. It's perfect. It's perfect because it's quite easy to access. Yeah.
How about you, Simona?
Well, there's a lot of media nowadays. In Bulgaria, it's a bit different because, like, if in the US or the UK or somewhere, you pay, for example, for some media to be able to watch their movies and series and whatever, podcasts even. Here, people don't like paying for that, and mostly either try to download them from somewhere, like pirating and stuff like that. That is a huge problem in Bulgaria, that pirate browsing and downloading and everything. So yeah, you have more opportunities to see more things by being able to, like, you can't afford absolutely every paid and free media on this world at the same time. And yeah, this gives you more opportunities to watch more stuff, but at the same time it's not cool because this way the people who made the movie, the series or whatever, they don't get paid, they don't get recognized, acknowledged for their work at the same time.
Exactly. Now,
Yes.
Miroslav, as an indie filmmaker, do you think now it's a lot easier to make films? A lot more filmmakers, especially indie filmmakers, are coming out. Which is a great thing, but do you also think that is watering down the product? Because pretty much anybody can get their movie out now?
For sure. Because I mean, nowadays everyone can make even a movie with their phone. I mean, you can use your phone and make some kind of a found footage movie, and you put it out there, and it's okay. It has a plus side because everyone has the opportunity to make his own movie and to show it to the world. But the downside is that it's so much content. I mean, the casual viewer, he doesn't have the time to watch everything. And he decides to watch something, but it's not that great, and he's but he doesn't have time to watch some that it may be better. And that's the downside, because everyone is making content, everyone everywhere is making content. As I told you, it's a plus side and it's downside also. It depends on the point of view, but it's as good as it's as bad, unfortunately.
Because I mean, as someone who's a watcher, like I only have a set amount of time in my day to watch content, and it's impossible to watch everything. And then sometimes you waste your time watching something god awful, and you don't know it's god awful until you get into it. And you're exactly. I just waste that little bit of time where I could have been watching something great. But how do you know what's great and how do you know what's not unless it's a referral?
Indeed, I mean, a lot of people go and watch on the IMDb ratings or the Rotten Tomatoes or Letterboxd, and they get really personally about those ratings. I mean, if it has a low rating, they're sure. I'm sure I don't like it, but they may be wrong and end up liking the product. And because as I told you, there's so much content. I mean, and people aren't the same. I mean. You can enjoy vampire movies, I can enjoy zombie movies, and so on. It's a different taste. So if it's something you don't enjoy, I may enjoy, and vice versa.
I usually watch movies who are like friends sent them to me, or I have seen a small part of the movie on TikTok or another media. For example, I have seen a small trailer, I have seen a small part where the plot twist is, and like, oh, that's interesting, I'm gonna download it. But for sure, sometimes like I watch a movie and I'm like, in this 30 seconds, that I watched, it sounded interesting, but it's stupid as shit.
Yes. Well, all right. Now I got one last question. I got two questions. Right? So this next question is, why are filmmakers putting all the good parts or telling the whole entire story in their trailers? Have you noticed that? Like, their trailer is pretty much their whole entire damn movie.
I mean, they do it because they want to hook up the viewer. I mean, and it's very hard. I mean, when I did the teaser trailer for Whispers, it was very hard what to include and what not. I mean, I wanted to include some interesting stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to include spoilers, but the spoilers are very awesome looking, and I want to include them in the trailer and so on. And it's very hard to do a trailer, to be honest, because, I don't want to put some scenes when the people just staring at each other or watching at each other. You have to put some action, some doing what they're doing and so on. But at the same time, it's a spoiler because when you watch the movie, it was only that. I mean, it's not a longer scene or something like that. But if you don't know the scene and you watched for the first time in the movie, that's great, But if you spoil it in the trailer, it's something that the viewer knows, and he's like, I saw that in trailer, I expected more, but it's not more. And that's why they do it to hook up the viewer. I mean, but
for me that is not a problem because I have a very short memory, and if I have watched the trailer, I already don't remember it by the time I play the movie.
All right. The final question I have for you, so for the both of you, is what is one horror movie that you've watched recently that was so good that you think most people don't know about, but they should watch?
Very hard question. I watch a lot of movies, to be honest.
Simona, I think the last one I watched was Cobweb, and I liked it a lot.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I didn't enjoy Cobweb, to be honest. Oh, by the way, it was shot in Bulgaria. Cobweb, yeah. It was shot in Bulgaria. Well, to be honest, for me, it was I think one whole movie from Turi, but I can't remember the name. I recently saw it, but I don't remember the name. It was kind of a Swasha kind of movie, but I don't remember the name. But it was very good. It was very good. I think it was called War Wives. Yeah, it was actually War Wives. Yeah. Yeah, and it's very good. Yeah, it's a kind of a horror Swasha kind of movie, thriller movie, and it was very awesome. Yeah.
Nice,
And that's
nice.
yeah.
Get a chance, watch Cold Blooded. If it is probably the best found footage movie I've seen since the Blair Witch, and I did a review on that.
No, I haven't seen that.
And it's a horror slash mystery slash detective type thing, and it's all found footage. It's a great movie. Definitely, it's from Tubi, so I don't know. So definitely check that out.
Actually, to be honest, we're currently developing a found footage movie. By the way,
Nice.
it's called Recorded. Yeah, I wanted to do a found footage movie for quite a long time now, because I believe that indie filmmakers should do more found footage movies, because it's more easier to make, because you don't need that much effects, visual, something like that, or that much of a budget, because you can do scary moments with the thing the camera sees, because what the camera sees is the viewer sees, and it's amazing. And we started developing this Recorded movie, and actually we have shot 2 days already. So yeah, and hopefully that will be our next future movie, full-length movie. Because I don't know how long it will be, because I wrote the script, but with shooting it with the camera and so on, I'm not sure if it will be more than 40 minutes or below 40 minutes. Maybe it will be more than 40 minutes, and it will be a full-length movie actually. So yeah,
Love it. So Miroslav and Simona, where can everyone find you and your projects?
well, we have a YouTube channel called Enigma Movie Productions. It's the YouTube channel that you saw Drums, and that's where we uploaded our movies, short movies for now. I mean, also Simona Rose has a fan Facebook page called Simona Rose Actress. I have my own personal Facebook page, and she also has a personal Facebook page. Me and her also have Instagram, so yeah, people can find us also there.
You can find us anywhere, basically.
Actually, yeah. And if people want to keep up on date with our project, they can always check out IMDb profiles, because we both try to keep it as updated as possible.
Love it. Now, down in the description box, everyone, is the link to the YouTube channel. So definitely follow them and check out their work, subscribe, share, and do all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Miroslav, Simona, keep up the good work. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. It was our pleasure, and hopefully you can have us again someday.
Most definitely. And
Thank you for having us.
Yes. And if I ever get to Bulgaria, I'll hit you guys up.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Yeah, it will be our honor to meet you. Yes.
It's a pleasure. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. We're going to see you next time. Take care.